Damn Football NFL recap show and preview show. This is United Football Media's Tell Me About It, brought to you by DAR Sports Media. We are back and better than ever. The NFL playoffs are upon us. We do have a UFL episode coming up. We're going to do it after the drafts are all done, the quarterbacks moving, the players moving. So look out for that the week of the 17th or so. Getting back into UFL coverage. But right now, we are deep in the thick of NFL playoffs, and we're going to go through all of these matchups coming down the pike. Coming down the pike first, Tay, I wanted to discuss your boys, the Chicago Bears, taking on the Green Bay Packers once again. Hey, remember during this summer when all these talking heads, all the Orlovskis, all the Kimeses, all these beboppers on ESPN were talking about this Michael Parsons trade and the balance of the NFC conference and possibly the history of the world has been changed by this trade. Yeah, 9-7-1. It didn't mean shit. It ain't gonna mean shit. And I told y'all that when it happened. Everybody's so quick to call each other grifters these days, but then you have these ultra popular voices on these other networks talking nonsense. It was nonsense from the beginning what they were saying about this trade. Yeah, it's an addition of a good player, and he had a good season. Shifting the balance of the power of the conference like it was Burrow or something. Nonsense the whole way. I think people just enjoy. And, you know, he's earned it. People just enjoy opportunities to try and dunk on Jerry Jones anytime they can. And so they wanted it to be that so badly. But they went 9-7-1. And I don't think they're going to win this game. Bears pulled that off. I think the Bears feel good about their position against the Packers right now. And as I've said, as long as they got that coach and that quarterback combo, I'm not worried about no Packers. The Bears have been building up how they feel about themselves week by week by week. Not the most tasty performance against the Lions last week, but I still like them against the Packers. I have no good feelings about the Packers, so I'm reticent to go Bears. What do you think there, Tay?
I think the Packers. The Packer fans specifically kind of lost it like for themselves. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago when they had like a ton of injuries. Everyone got hurt. Well, that's the week Parsons went out. Jordan Love got the concussion. Christian Watson. I mean, they lost their whole team like just 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I think they already. I don't know if too many Packers fans are even confident. I mean, they're probably confident in beating the Bears, which is possible. They beat them once. They've split so far. This is going to be a good game for sure. I can't wait for this game. But yeah, I got to pick the Bears though. Regardless, I think the Packers are a great team. I hate that they're playing right now, but yeah, I got to go to the Bears. I like how the Bears have been rallying late in games, and that can help them. They might need it. Going to be in a close game. This definitely is going to be a close game. Definitely.
Yeah, I expect it to be real good. I don't expect it to be a blow up by any means, but the Bears are the team that's on the rise. They're at home. Feels like it's their time now. And like you said, the Packers as a team kind of fell apart. They had a pathetic effort against the Vikings last week. Yeah, I just don't see it. I just don't see it at all. I'm definitely going Bears with this one. The one with the biggest spread of the week, the first one kicking us off, better known as the Shakey's game. Rams and Panthers. Rams going to the Panthers. The Rams are carrying a 10-point favorites going in here, but the last time they went to Carolina beat them. Carolina looked a little bit saggy, poopy diaper against the Bucs last week in a huge game for them. A lot of people absolutely love the Rams. The Rams are PFF's number 1 overall team. They're carrying 10 points into this game. It's funny to ask, do the Panthers have any shot? Because the Panthers beat them in the same place earlier on this year, but it was earlier on this year. So I think all conventional wisdom goes Rams. Do you have any thoughts or any quandaries about that?
Yeah. I'm gonna pick the Rams flat out. It would be cool to pick the Panthers. I would love to see that, but the Panthers suck. Like honestly, that division sucks. Like every team in that division sucks, and they just suck less than everyone else in the division. So I mean, and this is kind of like
division where you can both be in third place, but be tied for first to not make the playoffs.
yeah, and losing record. This division is terrible. But I don't know. It's kind of weird though. Like it kind of feels like the Rams should be home. Like this stuff, like this, the way to like the Rams should be home. Like obviously, but the Seahawks got the 1 seed, and I feel for the 49ers too. Realistically, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rams. Rams been playing good all year. I don't see the Panthers beating them twice. It was cool for them to make it. It's definitely saved Bryce Young's job. For sure, he's definitely going to come back next year. Because I feel like if they did say the Panthers won 4 games again this year, they would have had to do something. But they got to the playoffs. They've improved each and every year, very slowly and drastically, but they have. So this definitely bought Bryce Young. I say another year or two. From the really, he has to like. We still don't know. Truly with Bryce Young. Honestly, I could say that. Like, we know most quarterbacks, but I still don't 100% know Bryce Young yet. So, yeah, he bought himself time, but they'll lose. They're not going to beat the Rams.
They already did it, Tay. Why do you think it'd be different now?
The Panthers suck.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
They suck. Like. The Panthers, like if you pick the Panthers, you'd be 0-8. You don't pick the Panthers, you're 0-8. Like you don't know what Panthers team you're gonna get. I just think the Rams are going to be well prepared. Like they won't make those same mistakes like the Panthers were. They were hitting deep routes and stuff like that. Like they were doing whatever they wanted, and there's no way the Rams would let them do that again. There's no way. They got some guys, like I know Stafford wants to ring, Devontae Adams, like stuff like that. Like they got some older guys in the team that they owe it to. There's no way they lose in the first round. There's just no way, especially that Rams.
No way, he says. Chargers, Patriots. This one's intriguing to me just because of how there's been a lot of discussion about who have the Patriots played this year. They were in danger against Baltimore. They split the series with the Bills. And those are three primary quality opponents they've had this year. And I would count the Chargers as a quality opponent. Now, it's impossible to know which version of the Chargers shows up, but I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised either way. I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots whoop the shit out of them. And I would not be surprised if this game is looking very spicy in the fourth quarter either, depending on which version of the Chargers show up.
So the Chargers, I seen this stat. Their line has been terrible. I mean, if you watch them, you can kind of see it. Herbert's been so great at just playing through such a terrible line. I think that'll run out though. I'm definitely going to Patriots. I like the Patriots a lot in this matchup. And Herbert got to show me in the playoffs, like him losing a couple years ago to the Jags. Not entirely on him, but he was in the game.
World champion of if.
Yeah, and that's how that goes. And then against the Texans last year with the 4 interceptions, or that was 3. It was 3 or 4, but either way, it was just a terrible game. Like. The only person that wanted to win was Lad McConkey. I remember that vividly. I watched that entire game. I think the Patriots they're gonna come in. They're gonna play defense. They got the night game, which is pretty cool for them. Yeah, I'm with the Patriots. I like the Patriots a lot. Like I love their defense against them. Like this was a. I took the Chargers against other teams, but specifically the Patriots, nah. Like these great defensive teams, I don't think the Chargers don't got it. Like the line will show in the playoffs. Like that the 32nd, the 31st ranked pass lines, like that'll show. I feel like when they play the Patriots, they're gonna get pressures on Herbert, but Herbert's like he's good. Like he can handle the pressure. He's good, but it'll just disrupt the offense. It'll make things harder for them, and I think Drake may get it going and they'll get the win.
If there's any time for Justin Herbert to justify himself in the playoffs, it would be against the number 1 seed on the road in the cold, right? Like perfect opportunity. Opportunity is knocking. All right, we've got our Midwest connection joining in between the Ohio duo. We actually got Ohio trio here on United Football Media. Maybe Posh is gonna pop in here at some point as well. I don't know why all you Cleveland Browns fans have no place of interest in anything that's going on in this game, or on the college show with Ohio State going ahead and getting the hell up out of here where they belong. But
I love football though.
There you go. You must. Our Full Sail journalism major here. He is in the house. We're moving on to. I know just people probably excited to hear me break down this one. You shouldn't be. I don't know why you shouldn't be, because I ain't got no good news for you if you like the 49ers. I don't. 49ers Eagles. Pretty much with today, the news that we're recording this Wednesday night. Ricky Pearsall and Trent Williams did not practice, which tells me that even if they by some miracle do play, so my whole thing this whole time has been, if Ricky Pearsall and Trent Williams do not play, then the 49ers have no chance whatsoever. And because we saw what it was going to look like Saturday night against the Seahawks. The Eagles defense is built very similarly to the Seahawks. They have a power front. They can use their giant, powerful defensive line to only rush with 4 and keep nickel and dime on the field for most of it. They have decent coverage linebackers as it is. And we saw what happened to the offense. It is interesting on the other side, you've got the 28th ranked defense against the 20th ranked offense. So it's on paper, it's strength against strength, weakness against weakness. However, when you go position by position, the Eagles have a overwhelming advantage on the line of scrimmage with their defensive line, Niners offensive line, and an overwhelming advantage in their secondary versus the receivers that the 49ers have left on the field, who could not get any separation Saturday night against the Seahawks. They're facing a similarly talented secondary in the Philadelphia Eagles, and we saw what the result was against the Seahawks. Against this defense, against the Seahawks defense, and against this defense, you're going to need guys who can rise above scheme. Scheme gets it done against the shitty defenses. We've seen it, right? We saw Brock Purdy. He was the best quarterback in the league for 4 games. And that was because they were playing some not elite. I'm not saying he was playing bad defenses and it should be discounted or thrown out, but they were playing not elite defenses. Now that you're playing the elite defenses, you need skill players who can make a play outside of the scheme, and they ain't got that. They've got a wide receiver 3, a wide receiver 4, and a wide receiver 5. They got people that's showing up, but these guys were not even on the team until September because they're running the wrong routes in week 18 last week. Like, it's been a very admirable season. It really has, and I think overall it's been positive. But it ain't going to happen against the elite teams, against the elite defenses. You're not going to be able to cobble this together without Ricky Pearsall, without Trent Williams. And the fact that they did not practice on Wednesday tells me that they are injured enough to where even if they do play, and I don't mean this in any sort of a disrespectful way, I am just talking from what I have seen over and over and over and over. It's 2 guys who come out of games a lot. Ricky Pearsall comes out of games a lot. Trent Williams comes out of games a lot. So even if they do by some miracle play, to me, it is a near certainty that they will come out of the game at some point, which is damn near just as bad as not playing just at all. Ipso facto, the Niners have no chance in this game. So that is my thought. That is my call. I'd love to be proven wrong. I'd love Purdy to put this team on his back and carry them, put up a huge game against a good defense in colder weather on the road. Would love all that stuff. Would love it. But he just hasn't shown to be a guy who can do that yet. He can damn sure burn it up 15 weeks out of the season. But and this is also on Shanahan too. When Shanahan plays against the elite defenses and the elite coordinators, it just doesn't look the same as it does against the punk teams. So this ain't no punk team. They've had their fair share of problems, but I think the 49ers problems are more glaring, and they are more glaring in this specific matchup. Like I said, you might be able to get away with it if you were playing the Panthers. You might be able to get away with it. We already saw them against the Bears. You might be able to get away with it going against the Packers. I don't think they're going to be able to get away with it at Philadelphia against the Eagles. It is what it is. That's my call. Tay, what do you think of this matchup, man?
It's definitely gonna be a pretty good game. I wonder if the 49ers are feeling kind of motivated. It doesn't feel like the same 49ers team as a couple years ago when these teams were like equal, like same record, winning 14 games. It doesn't feel like, it kind of feels like these. Even the Eagles don't feel the same.
They both feel like a team that needs to reassert themselves.
Yeah,
tier.
Yeah, and I mean, 49ers only lost one game with Brock Purdy, and the offense. I've been liking the offense a lot the past couple of weeks. I'm
number 2 ranked offense on PFF.
Yeah, I'm not picking the Eagles. I'm not picking the Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the 49ers get it done.
You know what? The last time the Niners went on a playoff run to the Super Bowl, this is how it worked. You remember on this show? I would pick against the Niners.
Yes.
And the rest of the panel would be positive about the Niners, and they went to the Super Bowl. So, okay, good. I'm glad you're there, Tay.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the 49ers.
So what gives them? Why are you going with the Niners? What
offense
pushes you towards that? Okay.
I like the offense. Like, I think it's crazy. Like, no one talks about it. I had him on my fantasy team. McCaffrey got the ball every single play all year long. And it worked. That's what they'll do. If they can't pass here, they'll give him the ball he'll get the ball 40 times. And they'll figure it out. That's how it's been. Like, he hasn't been like 6 yards per carry. Like, he's not the same player.
Yeah.
He's definitely not the same player, but he's getting the ball. He's been healthy, and they're the numbers are there for you. So yeah, I mean that's been the go-to all year. No one has been able to stop it. I don't see why the Eagles would. So yeah.
The Baltimore contingent come in here. They've got the candlelight, they've got the hymnals ready to go. Sunrise and sunset on this era, but we're going to keep on rolling with Eagles and Niners. Lee Harvey, we're split 1-1 right now. Tay thinks that they're going to be able to overcome. What is your thought?
I got the Eagles because this may be the game where we finally see that offense that's supposedly talented on all fronts put it all together against that beat up San Francisco defense.
Yeah, I think that's being left out, right? Everybody's talking about how shitty the Eagles offense is, but they got all their guys. Like, they're pretty healthy. Lane Johnson might play. They still got the names are the same on the backs of the jerseys. They just haven't been able to put it together this year. But the Niners defense is most likely starting 2 guys who got signed within the last 10 days at linebacker. I'm not joking. Eric Kendricks and Kazir White. White got signed yesterday, and he's probably going to start on Sunday. And then Kendricks was last week and got forced into the game because Tatum Bethune got hurt.
Yep.
It's rough. on that side of the ball, injuries wise, they've been able to cobble together so much success with spare parts. This Eagles roster is just too tight. It just ain't going to work again, man. You ain't going to get by with it again. So I agree with you. I think this Eagles offense could shake back to what it could be. They better bring a tablecloth, better bring a placemat, better bring a bib. Better be eating cobbler, just going every fucking where. Apollo, what are your thoughts, man? Eagles, Niners.
I think the Eagles are going to squeak out a win.
Okay.
I think the spread is like 4.5. The Eagles. I think that number is too high. But still, I think it's going to be a real close game. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think the Eagles have been impressive. I mean, even though they won these last few games to close out the season, I think they lost like maybe like one or two games. I forgot, but I mean, I don't know, man. I've been saying it all year. I've never seen such a miserable champion, like a miserable defending champion, and like that stuff. You know what I mean? It affects you the whole season because you got so much noise and so much chirping internally, and it just looks like the coach. He's still in over his head, even though he's a defending champion as a head coach. It's like sometimes he's still over his skis. I think the OC Patullo, a lot of people are criticizing him.
Yeah.
And, well, we'll see. But the thing about it is that he's bad. But wasn't he part of the staff last year when Kellen Moore was there?
Yeah.
So basically, you still have Kellen Moore's installment in the offense, but he just doesn't know how to run it anymore. Okay. I think that has a lot to do with Sirianni as well. I don't think he's that buttoned up when it comes to the details. But either way, it's a lot of fuss about Saquon Barkley, not looking like he did last year. But a lot of people don't understand regression. Like he had one in a lifetime season last year. So it's going to be some regression on it. And the offensive line has some injuries. So, their personnel mainly is still all there. I think, they're going to come together. They came together at the right time towards the end of the season. And I will say this, my last point is Philadelphia is still a place that a lot of teams don't want to play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like that home field advantage will be something. Now I do like San Francisco. You know what I mean? Like McCaffrey, he's all world, of course, even though efficiently, I think yards per carry, it wasn't that impressive. But his overall volume, he was pretty good. I mean, by them making it this far with the piecemeal of wide receivers that they got, I mean, I gave you guys, credit. So I just think it stops here.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a close one. It's going to be a close one.
It's kind of what I was came up with. That's kind of what I was saying was, been a damn fine effort, but I think it's just too much to ask in this situation. But you do bring up a strong point that I actually hadn't thought of, and maybe it is a little crack of light. Robert Saleh versus Kevin Patullo with a week to prepare.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be able to get those guys in position and get something figured out well enough to give the Niners a chance. That is a pretty big gap. I think Kyle Shanahan and Vic Fangio, like I discussed it earlier before you guys got on here, Kyle Shanahan against the elite defenses hasn't really been all of that. But on the other side of the coordinator matchup, Saleh against Patullo could heavily favor the 49ers. So we shall see. True. 49ers Eagles.
I think you said Tay said he was feeling the 49ers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Niners too. I think
oh my God.
And like I said, I know it's been a long time since me and Tay agreed on something, but in all honesty, I think I've seen enough from the offense that I feel like the Eagles are sloppy. They're very sloppy this season, and for a defending champion to come in here and look the way they have, like, yeah, they won the division, but like, okay, like who's going to win the division? The Cowboys, the Commanders. I mean, I mean, come on, let's be real. So, I think Brock Purdy gets in his bag, and and obviously Eric, you know the bag that Brock Purdy could get in. If he gets into that, look, man, they're miserable. They seem like they don't like playing, like being on the field together as a team. It's like you won a championship. You got AJ Brown whining. You had, Smith out there saying a little stuff. Saquon don't look like how he looked last season. And, I mean, this could all be a part of their master plan. They just come out there and just run roughshod over the 49ers. I got to see it to believe it. And I don't believe in the Eagles. I don't see them. I know people in Philadelphia, they might be going back to back. They might be going back to back. I don't see that. I don't see that at all. I don't feel strongly about this team. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've seen nothing from them. If Brock Purdy gets in that bag that he was against the Bears, gets in this bag that he's been in, at different parts of the season, I got to go with the 49ers. It's not going to be a blowout either way, I don't think. I think it's going to be a close game all around because the 49ers offense is enough. And I don't believe in the Eagles defense as much as some people do either. I just don't see it. So until I see it, I don't believe it.
That's why I told Tay, I said, well, I'm by far the most pessimistic person on this pod about the Niners, but that's how it was that year they made the Super Bowl. All of y'all were like, no, the Niners are going to do it. And every week I'd be like, no, the Niners are going to get whooped. So I guess we'll see what happens. One of our main event conversations, true. I told you, I showed you earlier. The media is all right. They're getting the excuses. They're getting the softness for Josh Allen preloaded. They're before the weekend even gets
Wednesday,
and we're already talking about,
that's day one.
Playoff football just isn't just a quarterback. It's a team sport. It's not just about the quarterback. There shouldn't be more pressure on Josh Allen just because none of the other elite quarterbacks are in the playoffs but him. Now, there's going to be a couple of guys that we might look at as elite after the playoffs, Drake May, Trevor Lawrence, but the regular faces, the Burrow, the Lamar, I don't know if Lamar is even in. We'll talk about that in a minute. The Burrows, the Lamars, the Burrows, the Lamars, the Mahomeses, they're not here. It's all should be there for Josh Allen, but these people who boost him all the time, no, he can't do it. He ain't gonna do it. I think they're gonna lose this game. Jaguars are ranked as a higher team in every single way.
I hate this so much. I just want to jump in and say I hate this
but
so much.
The positive thing is, though,
go to hell, Tony Khan.
The positive thing for you is one of these teams got to go after this week. So it's not, the ultimate nightmare where you got to keep watching both of them. One of them's going to be gone. So
I'd rather the Bills lose before the Jags because I don't expect the Jags to make the Super Bowl. So I'd rather the Bills lose this game and then the Jags get that irrational confidence. And then Tony Khan shows up on the field and Shad Khan shows up and then they get blown out. That's what I want to see. That's what I need to see. That's how I need that. And if
the Jags have a very good pass defense, they're ranked very highly. The Bills got nobody who can create separation. There we go. The Jags have a good offense. Bills got a terrible run defense. The Jags run offense isn't like great, but the offensive line has been pretty damn good all year. It's at home. The Bills play poorly on the road in Florida in general, any of the Florida locations. I think the Jags are going to do it, man. Show what they got. Is that your pick as well there, True? Yes, just because.
So, like I said, it pains me to say anything positive about the Jags. I wish this was the Texans because then I would totally love to see the Bills get their ass whooped. But I'm gonna go with the Jags. Like I think it's a matchup problem for the Bills. James Cook could show up, and then I'd love to see James Cook show up, and then the Bills still lose, and like Josh Allen have like a mediocre game, and then what? Like then what's it? I've said for a while, Josh Allen has been he's the media darling of this last like 5 seasons. It's weird. Like Mahomes was a media darling and he still is to an extent. But for someone who's never won anything or went to a Super Bowl, Josh Allen gets way too much benefit of the
I
doubt.
think that's what it is, man. I think it's weird to say, but I think people just like get bored, right? Like Mahomes is so good for so long and winning everything, people just like kind of got bored of saying how good he was all the time. So they had to pick somebody new who's fighting from
Too much
underneath, quote
excellence.
unquote.
Too much excellence.
Josh Allen,
yeah.
6'7", married to Haley Steinfeld, making tens of millions of dollars, fighting from underneath. Josh Allen, the underdog.
I just think when this happens and it doesn't happen, let's say the Jags like whoop them and it's just bad, then it's gonna come down to the same arguments that other people in other sports has, and in other sports, he doesn't have enough help. He doesn't have enough. He needs more help. He needs more help. He needs more help. You got the number one Russian running back, number one. Okay, then go get it done. If you can't get it done, oh well, he can't play defense either. The defense, it's like it's always excuses, and it's like look at the defense on some of these teams in the playoffs right now. Look at some of the offense of some of the teams in the playoff right now. Like there's no standout team right now that's like a head and shoulders above everybody else. You got a chance. You that good? Go get it done. This is what you signed up for. This is they gave you that that like Make-A-Wish MVP last year, low key. Honestly, like that's how it feels when you look at how they're doing it now. That's what it feels like. It feels like oh, we had to give him one. Like here you go. Make it fair for everybody else. Like we danced on the Chiefs, the Chiefs in Mahomes' grave because they lost. When the Bills lose, I'm gonna do the same. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna throw a party. I'm gonna pour a couple glasses or something. That's what I'm here for.
Tougher games to predict.
No, this is the one that's tough to pick because it's just the Jaguars are kind of low key. I'm just going up to random people, asking them, just name me a starter on the Jaguars, like on the defense. Like, like it's hot. But then on the other side, you got Mr. Media himself, Josh Allen, Mr. Marvelous. So it's hard to put out of your mouth. I think the Bills are going to fail this early to a small market team, but they're the better team by every measurement. So it's tough. It's tough.
This is the Josh Allen Bowl. Because you got the defensive Josh
Allen is on the other side, and he has had a whale of a season. Top 3 PFF ranked defensive end. Yeah. Fantastic on the Jaguars.
So, believe the spread is like 1.5. The Bills are the favorite, surprisingly.
Isn't that surprising?
It's not surprising. It's well because people's perception, and I think Vegas is using it. Vegas is basically begging you to get Josh Allen, and it could be a trap. Now I'll say this. I think it's like this. Trevor Lawrence. First of all, Liam Cohen and Dave Canales, they need to be sending Baker Mayfield gifts every month for thanking him for getting them jobs, because they have that reputation kind of based just off of his development. Now, Trevor Lawrence, he's been considered, when he came out of college, he was the hype. He was the next best thing since Andrew Luck, blah, blah, blah. But he hasn't shown it. He's had a pretty rocky career so far.
Yeah.
He's shown flashes, but he's been rocky. This is the best he's ever played.
By far.
By far. Went
into Denver and laid it on those boys.
Went to Denver and laid the woodshed on them boys.
Yep.
And it was crazy. Not Josh Allen, not him yet, but Trevor Lawrence, he looks so much comfortable now. He looks like he's growing into a leader, like the franchise leader that they paid him for. Will this last more than 1 year? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. I have my doubts, but he does look like he has at least turned the corner as far as some of his mechanics. Now, the Jaguars are the better team, but I think the Bills might win this game.
Woo!
It's just the fact that, because Jacksonville doesn't have that cachet of actually proving it in the playoffs.
The coach, most of the star players, they have zero playoff pedigree to speak of.
They have zero playoff pedigree to speak of.
Yeah.
Everything looks so cute in the regular season. All the bells and whistles. But when you go to the playoffs, it's a different animal. It's a different season. And that's a real thing. And I don't know if them boys are prepared for that. I don't. I'm not the Jaguars have made the playoffs in the Trevor Lawrence era. They even have a playoff win.
Yeah.
But
basically no one from this crew.
But no one really from this crew. So we shall see. But I think it's a lot. It's also a lot going on when it comes to the Bill side. There's a lot of talk about Sean McDermott possibly losing his job if the Bills lose this. So all that stuff that kind of adds on to bulletin board material and stuff like that, and teams take that to heart. Josh Allen is the best player in this game, for all his warts, and True said a lot of true things about him, and about how he's viewed, his perception. But I mean, when it comes down to the field, I mean, the man is pretty damn good, and he does have no excuses. He has no excuses. It's so crazy. All his main competition is not in the playoffs. However, they had to have at least 3 road wins to get to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So that could be tough for anybody. And I'm not saying that they're going to get to the Super Bowl, but this game, I think they're going to pull it off. And on the road, they got a lot of, I guess, stuff that they can play for. You know what I mean? And a lot of things that can add to their morale. So I think they might sneak that one out.
Lee Harvey, what do you think, man? Bills or Jags?
I got the Jags. The only 2 edges I can give to Buffalo is the quarterback, because Allen has more playoff experience than Lawrence, and James Cook, the running back. Other than that, the Jags check off most of the boxes.
Yeah.
And it's even the receiving group. I'm going with Jacksonville. I'd say they win by at least a touchdown, maybe 10.
Okay. Tay, thoughts, man? Jags, Bills, keys to victory.
I'm going with the Bills. I'm gonna just start off with that. I'm gonna go with the Bills. Jags had a great season. The Bills got the reigning MVP. You just got to figure it out. I don't all that y'all was saying. He the reigning win or don't that's really what it is. He the MVP, right? He just won MVP. He beat the Jags, right? It's the first round.
You say figure this shit out.
That's what I expect. I'm not even gonna go. You just won that. You won reigning MVP. You don't lose in the first round to the Jags. I don't care who's on the Jags. You don't lose to the Jags.
They need to retroactively take it back from him. Give it to Lamar if he loses this game.
Yeah, right. He the MVP. You beat them. That simple as that. That's all it is. That's it.
I don't fault you for that. I like that take.
I like
actually.
that.
No, that's fair. That's fair. That's 100% fair. It's just when he don't and they lose, I can't wait to come back on this show after that. When they lose, I can't wait. I can't wait for that. I want that. I actually think they're gonna come in so fired up and this is our chance to prove we get to beat this reigning MVP, the guy who everybody's expecting to get it done. That's also bulletin board material for them. No, people don't necessarily believe in the Jags like that. I know we watch the game, so we get it, but a lot of people don't. So that's another thing for the Jags where it's nobody believes we're gonna get this done. Okay, we're gonna show them. You're gonna see so much pressure on Josh Allen throughout this game. That defense is gonna be swarming. This might be a James Cook game. We'll see. Yeah. This might be a James Cook
that, game. We called this the tightest game, and it is the tightest game on the lines. And it's also we're perfectly split among the picks on the panel. That's good stuff. It was not planned. Real quick before we get into this Harbaugh stuff. We saved it right for the end because I don't think this is going to take particularly long. Does anybody here raise your hand? Say in a loud, clear voice, does anybody think the Steelers has any even snowball's hell of a chance in this game against this Texans defense and this Texans team? This raggedy ass.
No.
Oh, we got one. There's always one brave man willing to stand up. Paulo, tell us why, man.
He believes in Omar Epps. That's what it is. Tell us the truth.
Now, you know what I think the difference is? Aaron Rodgers. Yeah,
Oh, he's going to be the difference, all right.
I think Aaron Rodgers.
When that Texans defense gets to smacking.
Hey man, I'm all for it. The Texans are a better team. The Texans are probably going to win, but I don't know, man. Something about it.
I think Aaron Rodgers is too much of a narcissist to just let himself go out like that. He's going to get smacked around, and he's going to keep going. So I got you.
Yeah, like, and you know, they get
He's
DK.
2 years old, man.
They get DK. Oh, I'm gonna get on another old man that just retired. But like they get DK back. He's gonna be fired up after that bogus suspension. I don't know, man. Like, it's a lot is being bandied about the Texas defense, and they're damn good. But it's just the playoffs, man. It's a different animal, and the Texans do have experience. But it's I don't know, man. It's just something about it. I think Rodgers might pull this off, some miracle shit.
Do the Steelers have experience? Like, realistically, they always lose in the first round. Like, do they got experience? Like, you get
Aaron Rodgers is about the only one that got the experience. That's about it. Aaron Rodgers.
Like that team, like everyone that's been on the Steelers their whole life that just loses the first round. They have
They don't
experience.
win. They don't
Ramsey?
win. Like,
They got experience
taking
taking soul crushing losses. They got experience.
Okay.
They got
that.
They got that. Oh, you know what? I hope you're right though, because whoever wins that game, if I'm not mistaken, goes on to play the Broncos.
Yeah.
The Broncos. So I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I hope the Steelers win.
And it's the lowest seed. Whoever the lowest seed is.
It
I
could
hope
be the Bills.
It could be the Bills.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. I totally forgot the Chargers exist. I'm sorry. That totally that shows you where my mind is. But
yeah,
Speaking of playoff experience, you know, it's crazy because it got brought up today. That Mark Andrews drop in the conference championship last year was the beginning of the end of this era of the Baltimore Ravens. Like, that's really what's kicked it off, man. If they make the Super Bowl, if they win it, you'd have just bought yourself another 20 years of Jim Harbaugh, of John Harbaugh. But he dropped it, and they lost. And here we are, a year from hell, a soft year, as we've discussed on this show before. They lose that game in the most insane way possible. That game was ridiculous on Sunday night. Lovely. Harbaugh's out of here. And we've discussed it on here before. There's a lot of talking heads throwing their toys out of the crib about it because, you know, he wins so much and so many wins over the last, but it was very apparent to me, and we're not the only people saying that. I've heard other people say this. It's very apparent to me that it was just time that the message had stopped getting through, that everybody was, they showed up ill-prepared and soft and sloppy in a lot of these games. And that's not even going into, because to me, it's unconfirmed. Like, I don't know what to make of the stuff that everybody's talking about with him and Lamar and the players, and maybe more about that will come out, or maybe somebody on this panel will know more about that. But that's even without that. They just did not look ready to rock. Too many times this year, it's clear that the time has come and the time has passed, and he'll probably go somewhere and do real well, depending on the roster and the ownership and everything that's with it. I know a certain team down in South Florida, there's people who would chew their own leg off to have him and Todd Monken come in instead of what they got right now. The majority of intelligent people I know down there for that South Florida team would sell themselves into indentured servitude for the next 5 years just to get that done. Paulo, what are your thoughts, man?
This year was terrible from the jump. Been saying it all year. Going to continue to say it. And it's just what it is. Since the offseason, I just don't believe that there was a sense of unity for this team. There was something off about it. It like you said, since that drop in last year's playoff game against Buffalo, that's where it started. It just like everything unraveled since then. And what it did was shine light and shed light on a lot of weaknesses in this franchise. John Harbaugh, for all his warts, for all his inadequacies, the man was 180 wins to like 113 losses. That's over 60% winning percentage. No matter how you slice it, no matter who you have playing for you, that's not to be disrespected. Now with that, I believe the Ravens made the playoffs like 12, 13 times in his 18 years. I mean, that's good. It's more to coaching than just calling plays. You look in every sport, you have to have a guy that can, or girl, or woman, man or woman, that can manage the egos and all of the players that they have on their staff. Somebody has to be the guy that they are playing for and the guy that they believe in, not just the details. The biggest problem I have with this is the Ravens had the perfect candidate in their building, but they let him go, and that is Michael McDonald. All they should have did was kept McDonald. Look at what he's done in Seattle. That means to me that the look, we fast forward to this past weekend. If Tyler Luke made that kick, we wouldn't be talking about this. So that means that he wouldn't have been right. So that means that he wouldn't have been fired, which means that this is reactionary because y'all waited a whole day. Y'all didn't do it on Black Monday. Y'all waited a whole day, and then y'all did it on Tuesday. Y'all didn't have a plan because up until a few hours ago, I didn't hear any requested interviews. But I want Stefanski. I mean, I don't give a damn about that Shador stuff because that boy ain't that good. We already talked about that ad nauseum. The boy ain't that good. Look at all the damn turnovers he got. So it is what it is. Dylan Gabriel's not good. It is what it is. John Harbaugh deserved to be gone years ago, but they should have kept McDonald. And they mean they don't have a plan because they did everything overreactionary. And that's not the type of franchise that the Baltimore Ravens have been showing that they are. But it's these cracks in the armor. Eric DaCosta, his seat needs to be hotter than fish grease coming into this season. It better be, because think about this. If you're telling me that John Harbaugh isn't the guy to lead us to the promised land after he does have a championship, so this guy that you get to replace him, he has to get a Super Bowl, or he's going to get fired. We at least have clarity. We need to be searching for clarity and an organizational awareness. We need to have awareness about how we need to move forward, and not to look like the Bengals or like the Jets or dumpster fire franchises. Because right now it's too much noise. It's too much noise.
I'd like to just say, for one, as a Cincinnatian for over a year now, I appreciate the shots at the Bengals organization because it is a dumpster fire and the Bengals suck. And I just want to make sure that's known.
Lee Harvey, how we feeling? Getting Harbaugh out of your division. Well, maybe. Wouldn't it be the ultimate if he went ahead and joined the Browns?
Oh Lord.
How you feel about this Harbaugh dismissal?
Yeah, it did feel like something had to be done. They couldn't afford to go into next year with Harbaugh as the coach after everything that happened. Like y'all said, over the last 3 years, they build up these 10, 14, 15-point leads and then just stop.
It became something that was a reputation for them, like blowing leads. Like, right? People keep bringing up the win-loss, and how many times they made the playoffs. But how many of those losses were blown leads? And that was a reputation that they built. And it's something that should be addressed among this like, it's just, you can't just go surface level with the win-loss and the playoffs appearances. You got to look a little bit more into how those losses happened and some of the reputations that this team built during Harbaugh's tenure. One of them was losing leads.
And even in the winner take all game this past Sunday, they were up by 10 in the first quarter and they just slowed.
That was another blown lead. Yeah. It's very poetic. Yeah, right. Tay, I know you were never a big Harbaugh booster. Never really that impressed, so you must not be surprised.
Well, I definitely understand why the Ravens did it. It's been year after year after year where, and then they've also, I'll give them credit. They've been making minor roster and some major, like getting Derrick Henry over the years. Though they're trying to, they've did a lot. They've drafted tons of receivers. Like they don't really pan. Well, Zay Flowers panned out, but it hasn't been too well in that department. Outside of Zay Flowers, it's honestly the Ravens. They're trying, and this is just another effort. They've honestly been trying. Like they've did a lot. They got, like I said, they got Derrick Henry. They've been drafting receivers literally every year. They went Nate Wiggins 2 years ago. Like they're trying. They're trying to implement good players in to keep this thing going, but the players, it didn't work this year, and now you got to start doing different things, and it's got to be the coach. The coach is always going to go first, for the quarterback, and then you got to think like these players. This is the only coach they've ever known. Maybe they do need another voice in there. They just got tired of him. I think Harbaugh he got some years left, but he could do something. For a developed team, like Harbaugh is for like older players, and I feel like the Ravens aren't that old team. Like back in the day, like the Ravens, like with Ray Lewis, that was an old team. They were old, like they were like mature players. Like Ray Lewis that was his last season. Like you know what I mean? And I think
recently they had a lot. There's just been recent that they've kind of had to roll through this youth refresh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is like a younger version now. So I think you need a younger coach. You need a coach that's gonna relate more with these players, like the Texans, for example. They love D'Amico Ryans. They absolutely love their coach. Like that's what I see so much of the Ravens in them. Like they need a coach like that, like where they can relate to someone who just retired. You know what I mean? Like that would really work for the Ravens. And yeah, it was just time for something new, and this is just their effort. Like I said, they've been trying. You may not like the effort they've been trying, but they've been doing something. You can point every year, and you can find something they've done, like to try to get better, try to improve. And then this was their move this year. So I respect it. It need to be done. Keep trying new stuff, keep trying new things.
Well, if you are interested in trying a new thing, check out DAR Sports Media, the MCU podcast we did. If you want to check out something non-sports, we'll be back next week, college, NFL. Thanks for hanging in there with us. This is United Football Media. Tell me about it.